today's video, we are going to complete question answers for going places. With the audio track, you must complete this question answers. Warning is that you must have read the question answers earlier and you are just going to quickly revise what are the terms and what are the words used in the answers so that you quickly remember it in your exams. ठीक है, ये प्री बोर्ड से जस्ट पहले का रिवीजन होता है. 13 to 14 मिनट्स की वीडियो रहती है जिसमें आप कोई रिवीजन कर सकते हो क्वेश्चन आंसर्स का. नाउ लेट अस स्टार्ट. Question number 1. What was it most likely that the two girls would find work after the school? The two girls were most likely to find work in a biscuit factory because their parents had them earmarked for it. Basically, their parents were working at the biscuit factory, so that two girls were most likely to do that work only. Question number 2. What were the options that Sophie was dreaming of? Why does Jancy discourage her from having such dreams? Sophie was dreaming of owning a boutique. It if that was not to be, she thought of becoming the manager of the boutique. So she wants her own boutique first of all. If it was not so, she will be becoming a manager at that particular boutique. Jancy suggested that they won't makes him Jancy suggested that they won't make her manager straight off. At this, Sophie said she was ready to start at something low, yet she felt that she had the talent to rise soon and become the manager. Think as you read question number 1. Why did Sophie wriggle when Geoff told her father that she had met Danny Casey? When Geoff told their father that Sophie had met Casey, Sophie wriggled where she was sitting at the table because she was anxious to see her father's reaction. She knew that her father's reaction would not be the favorable because she was telling lie. Now question number 2. Does Geoff believe that Sophie says about her meeting with Danny Casey? Geoff believes a part of what Sophie tell about her meeting with Danny Casey. He believes that she has met Casey but does not believe that he has given her an appointment and that he will be visiting that place to meet Sophie. Question number 3. Does her father believe her story? Sophie's father does not believe her story. He calls it another of her wild stories. He looks at her with disdain when Geoff says that she met Danny Casey. Question number 4. How does Sophie include her brother Geoff in her fantasy of her future? Sophie includes her brother in her fantasy of her future. He is the only one whom she trusts. Perhaps she feels that her brother is different and he alone can believe her. Question number 5. Which country did Danny Casey play for? Ireland. Ireland. Think as you read question number 1. Why didn't Sophie want Jancy to know about her story with Danny? Sophie was afraid of her father. She knew that her father would be very angry if her story of her closeness with Danny Casey spread in the town. For in that case, the people would come to ask her father about these things. Her father did not believe her story at all. Moreover, she knew that her story was her imaginative creation. Jancy was likely to find out holes in her false story and ridicule her. Question number 2. Did Sophie really meet Danny Casey? It doesn't seem that Sophie had ever met Casey. However, she is a great admirer of Casey and in heart of hearts wanted to meet Danny Casey. Perhaps it was her mind's repeated image of meeting Sophie that she really felt she had met him. Question number 3. Which was the only occasion when she got to see Danny Casey in person? The only occasion when she was able to see Danny Casey in person was the one when she visited United on the weekend. Here she was Denny playing for his club. Now, understanding the questions, all the question answers are very important. Question number 1 to 4. Question number 1, Sophie and Jency were classmates and friends. What were the differences between them? Basically, Sophie believing in the imagination, whereas Jency was a practical person. Sophie and Jency were classmates, but there were very much differences between them. Sophie was always dreaming. She remained in the fantasy of Denny Casey. She dreamed of different types of professions after the school. On the other hand, Jency lives in reality. Sophie seemed somewhat proud, while Jency was a simple person. Question number 2, how would you describe the character and temperament of Sophie's father? Sophie's father was a plump man. He ate very fast. His face was grimy and sweat. He watched television after eating. He did not believe Sophie's story. He looked at Sophie disdainfully. She did not want that her father would know about her meeting with Denny. He liked to do he liked to go to see the match in the weekends with his children. Sophie thought that her father would be angry with her if he knew about her meeting with Denny. She called him a misery. She feared that he would murder her. He was not a very well to do man. He goes to the pub to drink on his bicycle. Question number 3, why did Sophie like her brother Geoff more than any other person from her perspective? What did he symbolize? Sophie remained in fantasy. She involved her brother in her fantasies. She liked him more than any other person because she could share her fantasies with him. She thought him a confident friend. She had faith in him. She wanted to go with him to see strange places. He symbolized a friend who would always help her. Question number 4, what socio-economic background did Sophie belong to, and what are the indicators of her family's financial status? Basically, Sophie belonged to lower middle socioeconomic background. There are certain indicators showing her family's financial status. His father had a bicycle. There was a television in the house. Her brother Geoff worked as a mechanic in a garage. He had an old motorbike which kept breaking down. Sophie herself wants to work after schooling. All these indicators of her family's financial condition, that they were overall lower middle class. That's all about the question answers of going places. Next we will complete the question answers for my mother at 66.